worry about us.
Closing community.
Community of 3.
Population. Hey guys, so we are back with another tea time, wine time. Cheers.
Yes, this is tea. Cheers.
Tea time. Basically, we're talking about just like our lives. We didn't have time to get nice wine, so we went to the local mart and just popped that $3 bottle. Like, it's
and these fancy cups.
Yeah.
But basically, guys, you know, we talk a lot about how we love Korea and all these great things about it. But, you know, not everything is like super fantastic all the time, you know?
This is a cry for help.
Almost make like a sad picture with the wine. I'm laughing, but I'm crying. And you know, sometimes it's not even Korea. It's just like
just
being
us.
Navigating life as a 20-something-year-old.
Exactly.
You know.
There's not, honestly, it's not even it has to do with Korea. It's just like our own personal lives.
It's just me. That's who I am as a person.
I think everyone can just, you know, sit down with a glass with a with a plastic full of wine with friends
just
and
grab a glass, grab some snacks, and sit back.
Yeah,
just
you
vent.
can join us.
Yeah, but I mean, we basically, I think this installment will be just kind of like, what's my name? What am I doing here?
Where am I?
Where's this going?
What is my life?
Yeah, and
why is my life?
And I think everyone can relate who's sort of at those hurdles where you don't really know what to do next. Like I'm personally very worried about like my future and where I'm gonna be in 10, 15 years. Am I gonna be settled? Am I gonna have all the things I should have ready? Like, is my 401k big enough? Definitely not, because I've been in Korea for the past like 3 years.
I'm gonna save up money next
Yeah, and it's just like, it's like that fear, that's like that impending fear of, am I doing the right thing?
My struggle is like, I also have that same fear, because like, I honestly still really don't know what I want as like, well, I know what I want, like my dream career to be, but it's like, can I get there? And then if I don't, like, what do I do? But then it's also like, like society tells us we should have all these things lined up by like a certain age. But I'm also like, I don't want to box myself into that. So I don't know what to do.
The sigh's already out.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, that's the thing society says by a certain age you should have been settled.
2.5 kids, a house,
2.5.
a healthy. Yeah.
What's the point?
Everyone has to have half a kid somewhere. Oh my gosh.
I just don't know. Well, I guess
where's the other half?
Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to. Yeah, there's and being like in our position, living abroad, you know, some of us like uprooted our career, some of us didn't really start the career that we were like academically prepared for. And so it's like, yeah, there's a lot of stress, and yeah, as like time goes by quick here. I don't know, I feel like we've been here 2.5 years, which it doesn't feel like that
but
long.
honestly, I feel like we just started this job.
Yeah, it's went by so, like, it's like long, but it's also short. Like this is like a weird feeling for me at this job.
Right.
Like it feels like
it's because we're always busy.
Yeah.
Right, and I think like just the uprooting our life of 2 years in Daejeon together, and just like coming to this like new world basically of teaching in an academy, like new house, new city, new neighborhood, like it's like it was rough. I mean, it's still rough, and it's like now it's cold outside, which I don't know about but like it's so
like,
cold, and I hate the winter.
Yeah.
I can't even.
Yeah, so. Yeah, it's just kind of like, you know, sometimes like you stay up at night and just cry gently, like
Cry gently. I cry very angrily. No, you're just like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Like,
but then it's like we just moved to Seoul, and like we've already been able to do so much just within like the past like few months. But then like if I go home just because I'm like, well, I'm like this age now, so I need to go home now, but then I go home and like I'm not happy.
You're the same age, you don't have a job, you don't have health insurance probably, because we're reaching the age where like we have to get our own health insurance.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be on my mom's insurance.
And I'm sorry, but like, it's not like things are looking real rosy right now back home all the time. So it's like.
But it is also like the constant like pressure from your family to be like, when are you coming home? Like, when are you going back to a real job? What are you doing there? Like, you know, it was cute for a second, but now it's getting a little late, so you guys should think about it. And
I think in my birthday card last year, I think my mom wrote like, I can't believe I was only like nearly this age when I was pregnant with you. I'm like, what? Like, excuse me. Like, yeah, there's a lot of pressure from back home. There's a lot of like internal pressure to, right, like
get yourself more settled.
Yeah.
It's not a concern. It's like you want to eventually be able to like afford a place for yourself and start a family and all that stuff. But our life is quite stagnant while we're here in that sense, because we don't know what the long-term goal is and what the long-term plan is whilst here. But you want to, it's like we also want to keep living here, so we're really at this standstill of like what's there to do. How can we like, how can we
might be like really randomly sad. We're be like, oh my god.
No, this is real. Like, I'm gonna be fully honest with you guys. Like, we're here, we joke around all the time, and we still have fun. Like, honestly, like, we're living our lives as anyone else is, but always like in the back of our heads, like, just like we are thinking this because it is a very factual reality. Like, this is the reality we put ourselves in this position.
But not even just like, I mean, it's like we have the added layer of like being in a country that like we don't have citizenship in, so we're very like tied with what we can do like visa wise. But even people like back home or like wherever you're from, like people
I'm sure
our
you guys
age,
can relate
yeah,
to this
people,
as much
like,
as anyone.
This age that we're in right now, it's like, it's a hard age.
Right.
Because everyone's trying to figure out what they want to do, and that's not easy.
And I'm gonna tell you, like, when I first decided to really come to Korea, I was working at my job. I worked at a corporate America job, and I was hustling, I was, you know, whatever. And I was good at my job. I was getting promoted, I was doing things. I had an assistant that was like fantastic to always have. Like, can you imagine being an assistant now? I just looked, this is what made me come to the realization I was not happy at my job. Was I looked at my boss, and I was just like, do I want to be in that position in a few years? Because that's where I'm working towards. That's what I'm working towards right now. And I was like, no. She looks sad. Like, I don't want to do that. And I was like, I'm still young, and we are still young, and we still have so many opportunities and so much time in that sense to like really figure stuff out. And that's what made me move to Korea, because I was like, I want this time for me. Like, I want this time to take the beat that I need to really figure out what I'm passionate about, the things I want to focus on. You guys talk about at the same time. Figure out what I'm passionate about, the things I want to focus on. You guys,
really like hitting somewhere deep inside. we just got it.
And I think that's what everyone can really relate to. I think that's what you guys, I would hope, are also thinking about. Like, what do you really love to do? Like, what do you want to strive toward?
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow, so just do it!
And this can be like a teachable moment. You're thinking about coming to Korea, like, A, your problems come with you, or like you're still like, sure, it's like a new life. You still have the same anxiety, same worries, same things. Like, you're gonna have that with you. And also, like, for other people that aren't maybe in our shoes, that think like, well, you have it all, and like you know, you are living in a foreign country, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, we all go through the same thing. We all have the same worries and things like that. It doesn't matter, like, you know, sometimes our lives look glamorous or something like that, or it looks like, oh, life must be so fun, but like, in you know, in ways it is. And like you said, like, this is our time, and we're young enough to, like, we were all pretty unencumbered, or like we didn't have our, like, so many responsibilities leaving university, or like you were lucky to be able to uproot like an entire, like you said, like, your life out of corporate America. But mental health is important.
Accept yourself. Love yourself. Accept yourself.
Always be happy, guys.
We're going with this.
Yeah,
Don't edit anything out of this video. It's gonna be this a long rambling session.
Yeah, I agree. Like when we first came, even this like our second year too, for me it was like all like fine and dandy, happy, yay.
It felt like we were just like, I was basically, I'm on vacation for a year.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. We also had a lot of vacation, so like we all traveled like so much.
Yeah.
You're just having fun.
This ain't vacation no more. This is real life, you know. Chen and I both, like, Chen looked for her own apartment. I looked for my own apartment. You took your apartment from your school. Like, we had to go to realtors. We had to like do like adult things, you know. We had to sign paperwork. Like, you know, this is like our life. Like, it feels like we've progressed past like some sort of like.
So it was something that we passed.
We passed some line, yeah.
you know, we were kind of in this epic bubble, and we were kind of in this like very protected environment, and then suddenly you're kind of like off now, like really fend for yourself in Korea.
Right.
Because Hagwons honestly don't give you the same shelter that you did with Epic.
Right.
And so I think in that sense, I guess yeah, it was like passing that hurdle or like going through those motions of like, okay, but like now this is like the rest of my life. Like this is what the rest of my life will look like.
But also like we've talked about in previous videos, like teaching isn't any of our career, like chosen career paths, like long term.
And that's what's really hard right now. I'm getting tired of teaching.
And so.
But I still don't know what I want to do.
Right.
Give me ideas of what I want to be when I grow up. I don't know.
Because for me, coming to Korea, this is like the perfect logical next step, right?
Yeah.
And I was 100% ready for it. Whereas now I'm like,
What's your next step?
yeah, and that's part of me as a person.
I got goals.
Like, right.
And
And
the topic was like, what are we gonna do moving forward?
And the point is, we don't know.
that's why we're here. That's what.
why I'm drinking.
Alright guys, that's it from us. I think once we're gonna wrap it up, these guys need to leave. We need to go. We hope you enjoyed our little wine time together.
WHI.
No, I mean,
none of us are strong. Like, you know, we are a very close-knit community. Don't worry about us.
close-knit community.
Community of 3.
Population.
Super tight-knit.
Everyone knows everyone's name.
This is our town hall
The
meeting.
post office is tiny. No, yeah. I don't know, maybe you can help us out in the comments. Like, let us know, like, how do you get through, like, what are your feelings about being, like, maybe mid-20s? Like, where do you go? You've graduated. Like, what's your next step?
Don't forget to
Like, comment, and subscribe.
we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.